from the studios of 5 Eyewitness News. It's Third Wheel Week on Twin Cities Live. Now, here are your hosts, John Hanson, Elizabeth Reese, and Minnesota Governor Tim Pawlenty.
So we wanted to gather some folks around our round table to talk about this very issue. And joining us today, she's the author of Girl on Top, The Guide to Turning Dating Rules into Career Success. Nicole Williams is here with us. And she spent 20 years in the TV business and isn't done yet and has done everything from PR and marketing to jobs in between. 5 Eyewitness News anchor Cindy Bricado is back with us.
Thanks.
And of course, he's our third wheel today. The 39th and current governor of the state of Minnesota, Tim Pawlenty, is here. Thanks, guys, for being here.
Hi.
So the hot topic, can women have it all? Nicole, you wrote a whole book about it. What do you think?
Not all at the same time, and it depends on how you're defining all. But this concept of balance, as far as I'm concerned, is really kind of guilt-inducing and a little ridiculous. I like focus. You know, you're on one task, whether it be with your kids or family or career, and you're into it. You're focused.
But what if you want to have all those things at the same time? Like Cindy, you work full-time. You have children.
Kids.
You have a husband. The 2 cats.
A mortgage.
So
sure.
How do you do it all?
Yeah, you know, I mean, you just prioritize, and it's just something that you do incrementally. You don't think about it. If you think about what you're doing, then you turn into a martyr, which is kind of silly.
Yeah.
You know, you have to enjoy what you're doing, and you know, you have to love what it is. And there are times when I love my family more than my job, and my job more than my family. So it balances out.
This is interesting. So, Governor Pawlenty, you have 2 daughters that you're raising with your wife, Mary, she's pretty successful on her own, too. Tell us about how you're raising 2 daughters to be able to do it all. Or do you think they should do it all?
First of all, I'm very fortunate to live with 3 women, and I have a wife who was a judge for 13 years. I have a dog and 2 daughters, and she's got a busy spouse.
I love how the pets get it.
Yeah. Well, it's a big part of it. But I just have so much respect for her because there's just so much of the load that she's asked to carry and does carry, but it's not easy. And I think if you asked her, she would say, you can have it all, but not all at once.
Right.
And that's a good set of comments that I heard earlier from Nicole.
Just to go back to politics here, Sarah Palin seemed to have a kind of a tough row to hoe in terms of having it all. Her family became front and center. Her job became front and center. Do you think, not Sarah Palin specifically, but perhaps she or any other woman in that job can get to the top spot of the United States of America?
Absolutely, and I hope so. In fact, I hope that very soon there'll be the first female governor of Minnesota. We haven't had that even at the governor level in Minnesota, so I think we're behind in terms of our state, and so I look forward to that, hopefully soon, to have a female governor and also a female president, woman as president. So there's no question it will happen. I think now it's just a matter of time.
Okay, so Nicole, I know that you...
It should happen.
Yeah. Maybe it'll be Cindy. Cindy,
yeah.
you run it?
No, this is the big announcement.
I don't crave power.
But Nicole, you write in your book about women's talents, and that you think women are giving their talents away for free too much.
Right. So this book is the top 20 dating rules turned career strategies, and one of the things that we need to practice in our career that we learned in our dating life is not giving away the milk for free. And your milk in this instance is your talent, and I think that women sometimes don't value enough what their talent is actually worth in the marketplace. They tend not to, and this is a broad stroke, of course, there are women who do know how to negotiate, but a lot of times women don't feel confident asking and, you know, potentially being told no. They take it sometimes too personally. I've seen that. I myself have felt too personally affected by the no. It's like sometimes I think as a woman you need to separate yourself from your actual, you know, performance in the situation, and I think you should be able to take the risk.
I think sometimes why women don't want to be as aggressive as they probably should be is because even in today's age they get branded as being the B word.
The B word, Cindy.
You know, I mean, and it's pretty quick, and it comes more frequently than you guess in a modern society. Although I think, I have to tell you, Governor, I think men of your generation are a little bit more used to having the equal partner there. But I'll tell you, if you work in places where you've got some old school.
Tell old school TV news stories, Cindy. Come on.
Well, we were going to say Anchorman.
Yeah, the movie. Will Ferrell movie.
I was there. It was like that. I mean, it was absurd.
You were Christina Applegate.
You'd walk into a newsroom and they'd size you up, and you were the only woman there, of course, and so you were assigned the girl stories and
so many other things. You look at the advance of opportunity for women across the board, including just, for example, sports. When my wife was in high school, while there was women's sports, there was still a great emphasis on men's sports or boys' sports, and less so on women. And now you see these great role models and examples of women excelling at sports, being great examples of it. And so younger women see that and are inspired by it. And it's different if you're a young girl watching, a man in an athletic event or anything, as opposed to role models of your own gender. And
although they still don't get to the level that a lot of male athletes do. And we talk about women being paid less than men. What do you find about that, Nicole?
Yeah, women are paid less than men.
Right.
You look statistically, but I do think that there is opportunity out there, and I don't take the perspective of woe is women.
Right.
I don't even want to talk about the glass ceiling. I meet so many young women today who are so motivated, and I think you're right, absolutely right, relative to sports and what kind of influence that's played in terms of our level of assertiveness and confidence. And really, it's like it's yours for the taking, but you do have to go out there and ask for it. I think a lot of times women are, expecting that someone's going to give it to them or someone's going to offer them the big raise or the big promotion.
But how do you do that without being labeled the B word, as Cindy said?
That sometimes happens. You have to be okay with that.
Embrace it.
You have to be okay with that.
I think that's going to be changing generationally as time goes on. You're going to see workplaces just become a little bit more matter of fact about that. And I have great hope. My son is 21 now, and I watch the way he interacts around lots of different people, and I don't see barriers at all there. They're pretty much gone with
Well, it starts with the law, and the law has changed in a very positive way, but then also you also have to reinforce the behavior. And so I used to practice employment law as an attorney for part of my career, and to see the correction that was needed in the workplace, it was stunning how bad it was for women, even when I started out as a lawyer. It's gotten better. It's still not perfect, but a part of it is, I think, what you're talking about is confidence and leadership, and that's partly innate, but let's face it, it's also learned. You got to have role models, you got to have mentors, and you're seeing more and more of that to the good.
So keep forging ahead, and don't be afraid of the B word. That's what we're saying.